And we are live. Thank you so much for joining us on the Clydesdale Media Presents Meet the Athletes of the Semifinals. Before I get to my guest, I need to thank my sponsors. I love RX Smart Gear jump ropes. It's the only jump rope I've ever used and ever will use. They provide world-class jump ropes, grips, and other gear for us all. Use the discount code Clydesdale15, all caps, for 15% off your order at rxsmartgear.com. Mobility Movement, MVMNT, is a program that teaches you how to increase your capacity to heal, reduce recovery time, and restore your nervous system to peak health. Everyone gets a free 7-day trial. Our listeners get an additional free month when you use the code Clydesdale free month at mobilitymvmnt.com. That's mobilitymovement.com. And finally, C4 Energy, delivering the most effective, best tasting, and highest quality products for you. Get 20% off when you use the code Clydesdale at checkout at C4energy.com. That's C4energy.com. And that is what's getting me through all these interviews right here. And I thank them for that. So we have my special guest, Jordan Adcock. Jordan, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to get to Knoxville and start watching some fun, fast fitnessing.
Oh, yeah. It's coming up. It's the best time of the year.
Yeah. So you are OG. You have been around the sport, I think, since 2012, and then started competing in 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been a ride.
So you were on a team in 14 and 15, went to regionals in 16, 17, and 18 as an individual.
Yep.
And then did you do the sanctional season stuff?
So I think it was the first year of the sanctional season. I decided to take off. That was the year they had 2 opens. And I was just like, I want to sit back and see how the year plays out. Like, I don't really want to be a guinea pig in like the new format. So I just took that year off to train. And then 2020, I was planning on competing actually at the MAC, was one of the sanctioned events. And then, of course, all the competitions got canceled that year. So it ended up being like, I guess, 2 years off from competing at like the semifinal regional level because of all of that.
So while that stunk that you didn't get to do that and compete, how did the training go? Did it help you improve in ways that you couldn't have done while competing?
I think that it did. I mean, when you've been doing the sport for so long, it's really hard to see progress in certain areas because the progress is so small. But I think that time definitely was valuable, and I was able to work on weaknesses. I don't think they totally went away, but I think they're better now than they were a few years ago, kind of because of that solid training year.
So when we came back after COVID, you qualified for the West Coast Classic.
Yep.
What a great time in Vegas that was.
Oh yeah. Were you there?
I was.
Nice.
Yeah, I was with Morning Chalk Up back then.
Okay.
And doing some interviews coming off the floor. But I thought it was such a cool venue, and I'm so disappointed that they didn't come back this year.
I know. It was definitely a good time. I don't think I'll miss the heat and running in the heat, but the competition was a lot of fun.
Was it hot?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you remember or not.
Oh, I remember. I may have blacked out from the heat, but I remember.
You and a few others.
Yeah, it was like 115 to 120. And
I remember that. Yeah, because they had to move our time up. We were supposed to start later, and then I think we started at like 7 a.m. So it was just around 100 instead of like 115.
And then they were so cruel. They made you come into air conditioning, change out your bags, and then run back out into the heat.
Yeah, it was like, we're going to tease you on every single round and let you get a little bit of taste of comfort, and then you're right back out into it.
And then you're running on like blacktop on a parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably, honestly, to my memory, one of the most mentally challenging workouts I've done in a competition, I think.
Yeah, and so did you finish that workout or did you cap?
Yes, I did finish. I want to say I was around like 12th or 13th place on that event.
Well, that's nice because a lot of people did not finish.
I know. I think there were maybe 1 or 2 that had to completely withdraw from the competition because of like heat issues. So
yeah, I was right by the exit door, and there were a couple people when they rounded that corner that pulled up lame. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to lose everybody in this event?
Is everyone going to be out? Yeah, I think that living in Texas and experiencing heat kind of played to my favor on that one.
Yeah. So what part of Texas are you from?
I'm in Austin, Texas. Not originally from here, but that's where I currently live.
Yeah. In researching you, it was hard because I don't know if there's someone else with your name, but like Calgary, Alberta.
I did live there for 2.5 years, I think. Yeah.
That seems like opposite ends of the spectrum.
It is. It is, and very random.
And then North Carolina?
Yep, that's where I was born.
Okay. So you just hop, skipped, and jumped around North America.
I did, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I was born in North Carolina and then grew up there, trained there, and then I decided to move to Calgary. My friend was moving up there, and then my current coach was up there. So I was like, let's take a break from nursing. Let's just train for a little bit and experience a new place. So that's what took me up there.
So I know you were an ICU nurse in North Carolina.
Yep.
Which has to be a pretty intense job.
It is.
And that you realized during that time that wasn't really for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were the aspects that made you decide that you needed another profession?
Yeah, so I think it was a couple of things. The first one was like shift work, and being somewhere for that long wasn't really conducive to training and me feeling like I could commit the amount of time that I wanted to. And then just like the recovery aspect, I was working night shifts, so being on that sleep schedule just kind of throws everything kind of out of whack. And then I was finding that like my morals and values weren't aligning with like mainstream healthcare, and how it's just like we're treating symptoms and all of that instead of like fixing the root problem and getting people to be focused on their health overall, and kind of preventative healthcare instead of like reactive healthcare, if that makes sense. So because of those two things, I was just wanting to change.
So, and I know you kind of gravitated more towards like nutrition coaching after that, because it's going to help prevent those illnesses ahead of time, as opposed to treating the symptoms, as you said. Have you given any thought to going back into a more, like Julie Fouché is doing now, and the CrossFit medical CrossFit health, anything like that with your nursing degree?
I think eventually, maybe on like a long-term plan, I would be interested in doing that. But right now, I'm kind of happy with just being able to have like the flexibility of completely working remote and doing what I do now. But I think maybe in like the next 10 to 15 years, that would definitely be something that would pique my interest.
Yeah. The word I was looking for is proactive, a more proactive approach to medicine.
Yes. Yes.
And so I also read that you started working with them too.
Yes, I started working with
And
them
Mike Malloy's a really nice guy. Super smart.
He's the best.
Yeah, we had him on this show probably a year ago, right before the games.
Okay.
And I just was in awe of his knowledge.
Yeah, I'm definitely lucky to have him as a boss and as like a mentor and helping shape me as the coach that I am.
And you started working with him as a client first, right?
Yep. Yeah, I met him actually way back in like 2016, and I had a couple of friends who were starting to work with him. And I would just like ask them questions about like what it was like. And at the time I was severely under eating. And I think in 2017, I finally reached out to him and I was like, I think I want your guidance. And so I was coached by him for like a year and a half, and before I started working for him.
And I read somewhere that you weren't recovering well. And when you stopped doing the night shift, you didn't realize what you were missing by getting regular sleep.
Yeah. I remember being in it, and like almost every single day I felt kind of like nauseous and like foggy brain. And then once I got on like a regular sleep schedule, I was like, oh, I feel way better. Like, I guess that wasn't normal feeling that way. So I knew I didn't feel good at the time, but I didn't realize just how bad that I felt until I got out of it and felt a lot better. So
yeah, people don't realize how important sleep is to recovery, as well as eating enough.
For sure, those are like the two main things.
Yeah. So how long have you been a nutrition coach with M2?
Since around 2018. I think it was towards the end of that year.
So 4 years. Um,
Yeah.
how good does it make you feel when clients get it and you get that transformation picture or the happy phone call or text?
Yeah, it's probably one of the best feelings when they get to like share their wins with me, or like they have like a breakthrough moment where like something really like hits home, where they have like that mindset shift. So I think that is definitely the most rewarding part of like the job that I do right now.
So back to the Mac a little bit. Um, you're no stranger to the big stage. Are you excited for the Mac coming? And did you see the workouts that have been released?
Of course, I saw the workouts. I was like refreshing Instagram after the team workouts came out on Monday. um, yeah, I'm very excited for these events. I don't think there's any of them that I'm like, oh, I'm dreading this, or I don't like that movement. So I'm really excited to give them a go and kind of put my fitness to the test this year.
So what does the upcoming week look like for you before the competition?
Yeah, so this week we're finishing up testing the workouts. So I'll hit more of those tomorrow, and then probably rest again Friday, hit them again Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure what the beginning of next week will look like. I'm traveling on Tuesday, so I'm sure I'll do a little bit on Monday, a little bit on Tuesday, and then just kind of move around once I get there, middle of the week.
Are you driving or flying?
Definitely flying.
Yeah. Yeah. We're starting to drive tomorrow, so
Oh
we'll
wow,
be there
how long is that
we'll
for
be
you?
there for 10 days. What's that?
How long is the drive for you?
I think it's 5.5 hours. It's
Oh,
not too
that's not
bad.
too bad. That's not too bad. I looked it up. I want to say it was like 14. So anything longer than like the 4 range, and I'm gonna fly.
Yeah, there's a lot of athletes from Texas competing in Knoxville.
Yeah, there
And
are.
one of them is driving.
Oof.
And he just opened up a new affiliate, so he has to leave like immediately to get back to his
Yeah,
clients on
that's
Tuesday.
rough. That's
Yeah,
rough.
that's crazy. So any one workout in particular you're looking forward to attacking?
Uh, that's a tough one. There's a few that I'm looking forward to, but I think the one that I'm looking forward to the most would probably be the GHD overhead squat handstand walk. I was actually just saying to my coach last week, I was like, it's been a really long time since I've had just a straight up handstand walk in a workout on like the big stage, one that like didn't involve the handstand ramp or other things. So I'm really excited to finally get that again.
Yeah, I love overhead squats. So, and you never see that in workouts. So I was pumped to see that.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah. So when you're done with the competition on Sunday, what are you doing to celebrate?
Celebrate. Let's see. Well, my mom and one of my friends, and then my fiance will be there. So we'll probably all go out for a nice dinner, and then that whole next week, I'll just completely stay out of the gym and just relax and do other things.
Any one particular food you're looking forward to having after this intense training?
I don't know. I mean, I pretty frequently just have what I want, but I've really been craving a margarita recently, so I'm definitely going to get one of those on Sunday night.
That sounds delicious. There's nothing better than on a hot day than a frozen margarita.
I know. So refreshing.
It is. It's like an adult slushy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who is your plus one?
Plus one is in like fiance,
Well, no.
or what?
Your
I'm
plus
like,
one
well,
for
plus
the
one.
coach for the competition.
Oh, coach. So my coach is Perrin Bear. She's a training think tank. I think you spoke with Mike Needleman earlier, and we're coached by the same person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked to a lot of training think tank folks. So a lot of Texas, a lot of training think tank. You're in
Yeah.
that you must be doing something right.
I like to think so.
Did you go to the training camp?
Yes, I was there. I was there for the training camp and then stayed an additional week. So I just got back home on Sunday.
Okay. Well, that was a good opportunity. I love
Oh
how
yeah.
they put that training camp together to kind of simulate what's going to happen at semis so that you're thinking about all the right things during the workout.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely great preparation for sure.
And you get to go against some of the best in the world right there
I know.
in that environment.
Yeah, it's fun.
We did a live with Alexis Raptis, a full podcast last week, and my co-host was like asking her if Noah was the crazy cousin that just shows up with way too much energy. And she was like, That is the perfect description of him.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a good dude.
Yeah. That's what she said. He's the nicest guy ever, but he has
He is.
so much energy
Yeah.
and so positive about everything.
Yeah, I think that like when the times he is in the gym when I've been there, it brings a whole another level of like energy and positivity and fun. So I definitely enjoy it a lot when he's there with everyone else.
So what made you jump on with Training Think Tank?
So I was with Perrin before she started working with Training Think Tank. So I just got kind of like brought into the organization just for being her athlete when she joined on as part of the staff.
I think that's what Mike said too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you and Mike know each other well?
We do. Yeah. I've met him through her, but over like the past year and a half, we've gotten closer.
Yeah. And is that like a close knit family where you guys like have a chat group or something to talk back and forth?
Yeah. There's quite a bit of banter that goes on. You know, the
Yeah.
normal smack talk and I'm going to beat you on this workout or how'd you do kind of thing.
It's always nice to have that community in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely valuable and makes it a more enjoyable journey.
Well, Jordan, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Yeah, thanks for
This
having
has
me.
been, yeah, and these have been fun. I'll be at the MAC, so hopefully we can catch up there. And if you win an event or something, we'll grab you for some content.
Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right, have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. See ya.